stories. Last week, where we left off is where Dasharatha has decided to coronate Rama, make Rama the prince of Ayodhya. And everybody is very happy. The city is celebrating the decision of coronating Rama. And people are celebrating by giving each other sweets. For Diwali, how do you celebrate? You share sweets, right? Like that. So the streets of Ayodhya are well lit right now. They are bright. They are welcoming the upcoming coronation of the king, coronation of Rama, and they appreciate the decision that Dasharatha has taken. Excitement is all over. It is the very similar to the today's when the election results come up in India, right? Here, when you see things like that, when there is a government regime changing or anything, you just watch it in the televisions and you update with the news. But in India, it's a huge celebration all the time. Indian people are more into celebration and more into expressing their happiness when they think that something good is happening. So that kind of environment was there from the time of Rama. It's not something new. Always we are onto the streets, celebrating, appreciating, clapping, singing, celebrating that particular event. So then what happens is, so when you read about the entire episode, it is like each one of the family member, like Dasharatha, three kings of Dasharatha, three queens of Dasharatha, kids, everybody have their own family, their own house, not family, their own house they have. So all these messengers are going from one house to the other to intimate people, like to tell people, okay, King Dasharatha is asking for you to come into the court. So those kind of, so it shows how wealthy and how rich they are. The entire city of Ayodhya itself is super rich. They are all belonging to one family, but still they have their own castle, a castle of their own. It is like that. So and in the castle of Kaikeyi, so they also explained how that construction of the building is. So the building is constructed in the shape of a pyramid. Kaikeyi's building is in the shape of a pyramid. So from one of the balconies, there is a lady called Manthara. Manthara is a servant of Kaikeyi. She would have come to Ayodhya along with Kaikeyi when Kaikeyi got married to Dasharatha. So basically, Manthara has been with Kaikeyi from her childhood. So she has seen Kaikeyi born until get married and until she had a child. So her entire Manthara's life revolves around Kaikeyi and serving her. So she comes to the balcony of Kaikeyi's castle, and then she looks and she is really astonished to see how Ayodhya is decorated and how people are celebrating, and Brahmins are chanting all these Vedic hymns and they are going around the city. So she for a moment she is like, she doesn't understand what is going on in the city. Then she asks another lady, another servant who is there, asks her, oh, what is going on? Like, why is everybody celebrating? And in one statement it shows that she doesn't really like or appreciate other queens of Dasharatha. So what she says is, what she asks that lady, the servant, is, why is Kausalya, who is a greedy person, distributing wealth to everybody? She says that one statement. So that shows how much she doesn't like other wives of Dasharatha, right? So, but Kausalya is actually not that kind of a person in nature. She is very kind person. She is very matured. She is the first queen of Dasharatha, and she's a very nice lady. But still, Manthara chooses these kind of words to describe Kausalya. So it shows that Manthara is up for something. So then what happens? The servant tells, oh, that is because Sri Rama is going to be coronated as the prince of Ayodhya tomorrow. You did not know that? She asked. Then Manthara is furious about it. Like, she is, she feels as if some cyclone is coming on to her, or some volcanic eruption is happening and the world is coming to an end. Whereas everybody, including the other wives, everybody is very happy with the news of Sri Rama getting coronated, right? But this lady here is very furious, and she goes like a storm into the house of Kaikeyi, and Kaikeyi is kind of relaxing in her couch, and she tells Kaikeyi, oh, you foolish lady, you're sitting here and enjoying your afternoon nap or whatever. Not knowing that a great calamity is coming your way. It is like a ocean of sorrows coming your way, and you don't know anything, and you are in your own world, enjoying and not even thinking about the whereabouts of your son, what is going on to him, what is his future. You are not thinking about anything. You are just living and enjoying the riches. Then Kaikeyi doesn't understand where this lady is coming from. Kaikeyi says, what happened now? Like, what happened? Bharata is my son, along with Shatrughna, is at my own mother's place, my maternal place. So he's definitely safe there. He has his mama, he has his grandparents, he has my side of the family protecting them and taking care of them. And as a matter of fact, my own son is so valorous that he doesn't need any protection from anybody. Somebody comes and seeks protection from him. So why are you saying this kind of disgraceful words, not like words that are not sounding like very sweet to my ears? What happened? Then she goes on to say, your stepson Rama is going to get coronated as Prince of Ayodhya tomorrow. Do you even know this? Then Kaikeyi, her reaction is the exact opposite of what Manthara wants. Kaikeyi is super excited. Kaikeyi, whatever jewelry she was wearing, she will immediately take it off and give it as a gift to Manthara, because she's so happy that this kind of good news has been delivered to her. She doesn't even take an ounce of offense in the decision that the Dasharatha has made. But Manthara is here telling her that this is not a good news. Then she goes on to tell Manthara, no, Rama is like how I treat Bharata, that is how I treat Rama also. He is no different to me. Bharata and Rama, both of them are my sons. Okay, that's fine. Rama might not have come into the world through me or through my womb, but that doesn't mean that Rama is not my dear son. He is as dear to me as Bharata is to me, and this decision is acceptable for the entire world, and the city of Ayodhya is celebrating. It means that they are welcoming this decision, and here you are telling me that this is not a great idea. And what do you think? Like, what will happen to me? Nothing will happen, because Rama takes care of me. Rama looks at me the way he takes care of his own mother. He has never shown any kind of difference between me and Kausalya. He treats me and Kausalya the same way. So there is nothing to worry about. In fact, this is a great news. Whatever you have given me today is a great news and worth celebrating. And you also go and celebrate it. Take leave of me and go and celebrate, because the entire world is going to appreciate the upcoming days which will be ruled by Rama, and Rama is a righteous person. She goes on to enumerate all the great qualities of Rama, and then she says, whatever it is, Rama might or might not be a good person, but think from your perspective. And here in this case, Lakshmana will always be with Rama, and Lakshmana will not do or say anything that is not that Rama doesn't appreciate, or he doesn't enter into a conflict with Rama. He is always agreeing and accepting whatever Rama says. He just goes and delivers according to the wish and will of Rama. So they are fine. Shatrughna is a little one. Shatrughna and Bharata, they are always together. Shatrughna doesn't really go and do anything against Rama. Neither he is kind of follower of Bharata. When you look at it, the only person who is a threat to Rama in the longer run is your son Bharata. So your son Bharata is as good as Rama in the matters of strength, courage, kindness, all the qualities. He is almost as good as Rama. So in future, if you think about it, Rama will come to a situation wherein he thinks that Bharata will take over his army, Bharata will take over his kingdom. And what he does is, in order to avoid that kind of a situation, he will go and attack Bharata, and he will go and kill Bharata, or send your beloved son Bharata to the forest, exile. That is what will happen, and you are not understanding any of this. That will definitely happen as long as your husband Dasharatha is the king, because all the four of them are his sons. He will take care of it, and he will make sure that nothing of that nature is happening. But the minute Dasharatha is gone, the minute Rama gets the kingdom, this is going to be the status of your son Bharata. So mark my words, it is not going to be that kind of a very fair and very just kind of a situation in the country, in the kingdom. And then this lady Kaikeyi says, no, you are mistaking Rama. I know Rama from my child, from when he was a child. The way he takes care of his brothers, He takes care of them like his own sons. In the sense, he is the replacement of Dasharatha. That is what she's trying to say. Whether it is Dasharatha in the role of a king, or Rama who's going to be in the role of a king, all the other brothers are going to be happy, and Rama is only going to rule the kingdom along with his brothers. He is not that kind of a person who is going to kill his brothers and then see that he's the only one who's going to rule. He doesn't have that kind of ill intentions. And Manthara goes on to say, okay, fine, but think about this. In future, Rama, you yourself said this just a minute back. Rama is the firstborn of Dasharatha, and it is there is no second thought about Rama becoming the king. So now Rama's children will eventually be the future kings of Ayodhya. And what happens to your son Bharata? There will not even be a consideration about his sons, because he himself is not a king. Then forget about the sons and daughters of your son Bharata, and he will not even be recognized as one among the royal clan. He will eventually, the name Bharata will fade away from the textbooks of Ikshvaku dynasty. Nobody will remember Bharata because he has never been a king. He doesn't have sons who are kings. So that is what is going to happen to you. So she is kind of instilling that kind of fear in Kaikeyi's mind, which was never there in her. She always thought all the four sons are equal to her. But now she's started to think, okay, right now Rama might be a good person. There is no doubt about it. But in future, I don't know what is going to happen, what kind of children Rama is going to have. In that case, then it is my responsibility to give a secured future, a prosperous future to my own kids. That is to my own future generations. And now her own future generations does not include Bharata, does not include Lakshmana or Shatrughna or Rama. It only includes Bharata. So Manthara is kind of putting that seed in her mind. And then she goes on to tell another thing which makes Kausalya decide, like, oh yes, now I have to do something about it. So Kausalya is the youngest of the wives, right? Kausalya is very dear to Dasharatha. She's very beautiful, she's courageous. Her presence of mind is something that Dasharatha always relies on. So he's naturally drawn more towards Kaikeyi. That doesn't mean he doesn't respect or love his elder wives. It's not like that. But this lady has a special place in Dasharatha's heart, like Rama has a special place, right? Like that, Kaikeyi is also having that kind of a soft. Dasharatha is having a soft corner for Kaikeyi. He says, you were always proud, and you have always told me multiple instances that king's favorite wife is none other than you. You have always said that to me, and naturally, other wives will have that in their mind. Oh, it's always Kaikeyi who comes first in Dasharatha's mind. We are always the second class kind of people. So Kausalya and Sumitra might have envied you secretly. At some or the other point they might have felt, because they are also women and they are also wives of Dasharatha. They might have thought that, okay, every single time it is only Kaikeyi who is going to get the first priority in the mind of Dasharatha. Now Kausalya will become the mother of the king. Right? Kausalya is going to be the mother of the king. Then naturally she will get the first salutation, she will get the first preference or priority, not you. So you are going to lose I am the priority kind of a position now. Now you are going to now that is going to go to your stepsister Kausalya, not stepsister, co-sister Kausalya. Will you be able to take that? And at that point of time, Kausalya will have that upper hand, and she might use it to trouble you or torture you or to look down upon you. So are you ready to take that kind of a treatment from your co-sister? That may be the same kind of treatment that you might have given her when you knew that you were king's favorite wife. Are you ready to do that? That point of time, Kaikeyi is like, oh my God, yes, I did not even think about this perspective, because Kaikeyi knows what she might have done to her co-sisters, right? She might not have been really fair, or she might have just shown a little bit of attitude to her co-sisters because she knows for the fact that Dasharatha loves her, or Dasharatha appreciates her more than other wives. So that is when Kaikeyi is like, I have to do something about it. Then that is sitting in her head now. I have to stop Rama from becoming the king. Somehow I have to, but she doesn't know how to. Then she turns to Manthara and says, now I think it makes sense to me. You are telling the right thing. And then she appreciates Manthara for her foresight and then asks her, okay, but you know Dasharatha loves Rama so much. Now how can I even go and tell him that I don't want Rama to become the to be coronated tomorrow, and I want Bharata instead to be coronated? Like, how can I go and how can I accomplish this kind of a weird task, like this kind of a task wherein everybody, the entire country, the entire countries outside of Ayodhya also are celebrating this moment? Then Manthara goes on to say, did you forget that back in the day, in the past, when there was a war between these gods and demons, you went and supported you went and supported Indra. Indra's another name is Devendra. Okay, you went and supported Indra, and at that point of time, like, the demons were almost winning, and they had to take the help of Dasharatha to win the war. And Dasharatha goes along with his wife to help the gods in the war. But what happens there is Dasharatha falls for one of the arrows of demons, and then Kaikeyi quickly brings him back to the tent, and he saves him from dying there. So she's the one who's bringing Dasharatha back and making sure that he's not taking few more arrows and falling for those arrows. So she protects the king, and she's the reason why king is alive. So at that point of time, Dasharatha tells Kaikeyi, I am willing to give you like 2 boons. Ask for them. Ask whatever you want. Whatever you want, you ask. I am going to give you. Then Kaikeyi says, this is my duty as a wife. Saving my husband is my duty, and I'm able to do that, and I'm happy about it. But since you affectionately gave me these boons, I'll ask when I need something. For now, I have everything. What more can I ask for? I have your affection. I am the prince. I'm the most favorite wife of the King Dasharatha. I have nothing else to ask for. But when I need in future, if I need something, I'll ask. So Manthara reminds her that there are 2 boons that your husband has given you, and you can ask him. You can use that and ask your King Dasharatha to send Rama to the forest, to the exile for 14 years. And ask him, that's the first boon. And the second boon is coronate Bharata as the crown prince at the same muhurtam that was decided by the priest, which is the next day morning. Then Kaikeyi is super excited about to get this advice, and she's like, she appreciates Manthara, and she praises her, saying that, oh, without you I don't know what I would have become. You're really a savior of my life. You're saving me and my son from perishing and from going into the hands of Rama and Kausalya. I don't know how I can appreciate you. And then Manthara has a hunch in her back. You know what a hunch is, right? So she's hunchback. She has a hunchback. But Kaikeyi goes on to explain, even with your hunch, you look like a celestial beauty to me right now. So it depends on the kind of words that people say, right? Sometimes when you like, even if it is a bad advice, if you think that is in favor of you, you may fall for it. Kaikeyi is not a bad person. Kaikeyi is a nice person. Kaikeyi loves Rama more than her own son Bharata. But look at the sequence of events. Look at how Manthara is trying to overpower the judgment of Kausalya, right? Sometimes you fall into that kind of very bad advices, which you think that it may be good for you in a short term. But thinking at the long term, they may prove very catastrophic, not only to you, but for the entire society, but for your entire family, or whatever, depending on the context. So you should, the advice or the thing that you should learn from this episode of Ramayana is that however sweet things might sound to you, you need to think on your own, and you need to use your own judgment before falling for somebody else's advice. Taking an advice is a good thing. Nobody knows everything, and sometimes everybody needs an advice. Take the advice, listen to it, but think for yourself. Think about what should Kaikeyi have done in this kind of a scenario. Can anyone tell me? Yeah.
She should have thought about it first.
She should have thought about it. Then
she should have said no.
Yeah, she should have said no. Yes.
She should have said. She should have said that it's okay because it's okay if my son doesn't become a king because he'll always be with me like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yes.
I think she shouldn't have said, if she said no, then Manthara would have convinced her more into those stuff and make her believe it. So,
Right.
so if she was in the middle of two thoughts and not completely to the bad side, she would have thought about it herself and say, okay, I'll think about it or something like that.
Exactly. She should have cut off Manthara, told her that, yes, I understand where you're coming from. You want me and my son to be safe, but leave the decision to me. Leave the decision making to me. Give me time. I will think about it and do whatever is right for me and my family. She should have said that. Or even if Manthara, even if Kaikeyi thinks that this is going to be a gross injustice to her own son, she should have gone and spoken to Dasharatha. She should have asked Dasharatha, okay, you are making one of your sons a crown prince. What about other sons? What are you going to do with them? Or can you do something so that my son and his future generations are also being considered as royal family? So can you give me that kind of guarantee, or can you go and discuss with Rama so that he can have his brothers in very important positions? And in reality, Rama was considering his own brothers to be working in some of the most important ministries and helping him with administration. That was Rama's intention too. It's not like Rama wants to throw away his own brothers outside of the country, right? So Manthara, you're right, Akshay, in the way you're telling that, right? He should have, when she's torn apart between two kinds of thought processes, she should take some time for herself, go back, think about it, and then decide, rather than immediately conceding to whatever Manthara was saying to her. She didn't have to do that. That is correct. And now that Kaikeyi is totally fallen for Manthara's words, now Manthara is further going and telling her how she should execute this plan. She told Kaikeyi that you got these 2 boons and you forgot about them. Now you ask king for these 2 boons. And now the next step, she goes to the extent and tells her how she should execute the plan. She tells, you cannot be dressed in this kind of happy clothes, the silk saris and all the jewelry that you're wearing. Now change yourself into dusty clothes. So the kings and queens have designated rooms for the kind of emotions they feel. If they are happy, there is a place for them. They'll go into that place, indicating that they are happy. So there is a room, there is a space specifically allotted for the queen when she is really upset. So if the queen is in that room, it is an indication to everybody that she is not in her best mood, and people need to be careful. Like don't trigger her more. You be careful with her, with your words or with your actions, or try to please her. So you enter into your room, you enter into your sorrow room, and then take off your jewelry, get into your worst possible clothing that is possible. Don't wear all this elaborate hairstyles and all that. Just tie your hair into a bun, and you just lie down on the floor like that. Don't even go onto your mattresses. You just lie down on the floor and show your tantrums to the king. And I know king loves you so much that he cannot see you in this kind of a state. He won't see you. He cannot take the pain of seeing his most favorite wife in this kind of a situation. So he will definitely concede. But he will cry. He'll be very sorry. He'll tell you all kinds of things like Rama is the most virtuous person. Don't even think your son will be treated like that. He'll try to convince you, but never give up, never budge. Because the minute you give up, think of your future generations. What the kind of treatment your future generations will be given just because you are convincing yourself. You're convinced for something like this, for coronating Rama as a crown prince. So she tells all that, and then she goes away. Then